welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Riffa, and as you can tell by this title, this is going to be quite an emotional video for me, so I'm just gonna try and be brave and not cry. I'm gonna just tell my story because I just feel like many people have gone through something quite similar and they keep things to themselves, and I was those people who was really quiet in the beginning until I seeked the help that I need. And I'm not saying that I'm 100% or okay, but it's a process and it's something that I need to now, like, it's the next step of releasing certain energies and tension, if that makes sense. If you're new here, it's not always depressing here. I just take mental health is so important to me. I believe that it's important to tell a story because everyone has one. This is my truth. I'll try not to make it as long. Get into this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, because I'm seeing that a lot of you guys are actually watching my content, which I'm very grateful for. It doesn't cost you a penny to, hit the subscribe button. I'll leave it like, sharing a little message here. That really helps a lot and spreads awareness of my channel. Let's get into this video. I had a miscarriage back in 2018. Let me just give you a background story of where I was. I was 23. If you see people walking, I am filming in my car because I need privacy. 23 years old when I first got pregnant. Beginning of 2018, I was jobless. I was claiming universal credit. So for those that don't know, that is basically benefits for a good 6 months. Like, I was doing a door-to-door job, sales marketing, back in 2017, and I was going through depression and anxiety, and it was my first time reaching out for a therapist, and I was on a waiting list forever. I was on a waiting list forever until August 2018, and then I got a job, looking all good until I had an injury at that job, which ruined my back even more, to the point where I had to have MRI scans, I had to have physiotherapy, a lot. So obviously I left that job jobless again. Got a job in agency work. I was all good, whatever. Things were getting very stressful. I didn't have the best management at the time. Management was mainly a bully at the time. Going back and forth with management and having meetings upon meetings, and other colleagues also having issues. It's like besides the point. So I was going through all that, going through trying to have my MRI scans because I was having serious back pains, trying to heal this injury, but I have like a cushion for my back and everything. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot to deal with. All of a sudden I started talking to this guy. I'm not going to mention his name, obviously. So I was 23 and he was like 29 going on 30, so he was a lot older than me. He knew how old I was. We both knew each other's ages. That's fine. We both mutually liked each other. Everything was good. So I just thought, finally something good is happening. I'm getting to know someone, because I was so closed off for a few years, and all of a sudden things were going so well, was hanging out, until this guy started turning a little bit like the devil. So things started looking a bit iffy, where he started getting very controlling. He wanted me to wear certain clothing. He didn't want me to wear certain clothing. He will only talk to me at a particular time. He will only see me at night. He wouldn't want to do X, Y, and Z anymore. All these were like literally like red flags. So things were starting to flag up, and obviously I ain't down for that. We'll go back and forth with certain things. It wasn't like that bad, but then things started going left. So we were like getting to know each other, things happen. We did the deed. Accidents happened, and that was my first encounter of having inside my body. So obviously I went and had the morning after pill. So I've taken the pill. I've never been sick. It's not my first time taking the pill. I have taken the pill before, once. This is my second time taking the morning after pill. I've taken the morning after pill once when I was teen. I'm not gonna say how old I was. Besides the point. So then all that has happened. He knew that I was pissed off at that point, and then obviously since then, obviously been even more careful. So that's the first time I've ever effed up in my life, and I was because I was like, what the man, like, you know, like control your So once again, I had the pill. I wasn't sick. I was all good, Gucci. I was having my menstruals every single month as normal. So I usually suffer from serious period pains. I will have cramping, I'll be sick, everything under the sun. I get it every single month ever since I was in primary school. Ever since I was a little girl, I've been going through this. It's just it's just one of those things, you know. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
So then it came a time when I started getting really tired at work. Like, I was working like in a call center, so it's already Christmas time, and you know, ring ring, oh, we ain't got no heating, ring ring, we ain't got no hot water, ring ring, our cooker's down, we cook our turkey. He'd be there like, okay, it's already I'm tired, and I was getting like cramping, and I'm just here thinking, okay, maybe the period's coming. And then there was a point where my period was a bit delayed, and then eventually it arrived, like, because I said I was still having my menstruals. However, this period wasn't a normal period. It was, just by you clicking on this video, it's already going to be a bit, you know, it was black, like a strong black. So I don't know why it was black, and it had a very strong like odor, and it felt different. And this period lasted over a week. Like, it lasted longer than my usual periods last. It lasted a long time. I specifically remember on the 14th of December 2018, I was at work. I originally planned to go Winter Wonderland with my mate that I haven't
Which ride do you want to go on first? Even though I'm not well, I'm ready to do. I'm here. Do it for you. I'll do it for you.
Work things were just, it was too much. I was tired, I was stressed, and I went to the toilet, as you usually do. I went to the toilet, and then I was wiping. Sorry. There was this, like, how do I describe it? Like, it's like seeing a massive blood clot come out. Little, if you want to insert like images, like if I find in Google, like it, yeah, it was, I knew at that point that I need to see, I need to get help. Like, this is not right, because in the back of my mind, I was like, no. I remember my friend having something like this, because she went through something like that, and she showed me an image, and that was like in my head, but in my mind I was like, no, months have gone by, no, I'm fine, it can't be, there's no way, I'm having my periods, no, there's no way. I remember bursting out crying, and one of my work colleagues, she was in the canteen having lunch, and there was a group, there was obviously other colleagues there, and I was just like calling her name. Like, these times people are looking at me like, what's going on with Riffa? Why is Riffa, like, you know, hysterically crying? I was like, girl, I need to speak to you. I need to speak to you now. I need to speak to you now. And I told her what happened, because my work colleagues at the time, we used to joke around and be like, oh, maybe Riffa's pregnant, maybe Riffa's pregnant. I was still like, I'll be the last one to ever get pregnant.
12 seconds later.
It was just like, you need to go home, you need to rest, you need to see a doctor, blah blah blah. And I don't remember if it was my late shift or something. I can't remember if it's like, and then we was finishing like 7, like we'll come in 8, and then yeah, we'll come in early and then we'll leave late, because we was like doing like overtime / late shifts. Like you'll be there like the full day. It was so tiring. It was so tiring, and it was so cold because we would like fight for heating and stuff. Remember, like, manager, she didn't want to let me go home. It was going back and forth, and I already knew that I was already resigning. Like, I already handed in my notice because I was meant to have surgery the following week. So this, I'm like trying to complete my last week at work before, like, you know, I go like surgery. I was saying goodbye to the manager that I was close with at the time, because that manager was always like there for me. He wasn't like manager for me, but a manager at a different department. I told him I'm not coming back. Yeah, I remember waited for that evil manager, yeah, to go on her lunch break. And then I remember packing up my stuff and sneaking out at the back, because we could drive our cars. I sent like an email out to specific people, giving them like phone number, like, listen, you ain't gonna see me in the office anymore, to stay in contact. Here's my details, like, me gone. Got my car and I left to Winter Wonderland because I didn't want to let my mate down. And I remember on the phone the whole time, on the phone, calling up the GP, trying to make appointments, trying to get myself checked out, because in my head I'm just there thinking, our A&E, yeah, you could wait a good 6 hours there, 4 to 6 hours, you'll be chilling, and they'll still have the audacity to tell you contact the GP. So my first instance is I need to book a GP appointment. I need to see like a nurse or
Help me! Help me!
or something, you know. I just thought, okay, Riffa, get this sorted. So I met up with my mate and I was in pain, you guys. I was in so much pain. I was in discomfort. I was confused. My back was doing big. And then you call the emergency, like out of hours GP, and I explained everything to them, and he was like to me, have you taken a pregnancy test? I was like, no, why would I take a pregnancy test? I'm not pregnant. Take a pregnancy test, let us know the results, and we'll call you back in an hour or so. And if it's positive, you're experiencing a miscarriage and you need to go to A&E. You know when the doctor's telling you something and my heart sank. It sank. And I see the same doctor that gave me the morning after pill months back. They're like, what? Why? You took the okay, here you go, best of luck, etc, etc. Remember, I'm from like an African background. Like, I just graduated like at 20, 21. Oh, you don't do stuff like this. No. And I was still bleeding. Like I told you, I was bleeding black, and I was so like clueless, because my head, I'm preparing for my surgery. So this time it's Saturday the 15th of December. I knew I had surgery like on a Tuesday coming up. Disappoint my mum. I didn't want her to be ashamed of me. Like, what has my daughter got into? The only thing that came in my mind was, please don't let me be pregnant. I can't deal with this. I haven't spoken to the dad, like the father of the child. It's agreement. I didn't want to like do something and he got angry, and I was like, let me first find out what's going on before I know, like I don't want to panic him or whatever. I told her, and I think that's when she put her guard up, like a cup, and she told me to like pee in the cup, and then she put the stick in chin. We was waiting for the results. So like, here's me, yeah, I can see the stick in the cup, and I'm seeing 2 lines appear in this stick. We're looking at the cup, looking at each other, looking at the cup, looking at each other. My mom's just there like, is there something you want to tell me? Or so all this, when you're going out at night time, like, is there anything you want to tell me? I'm just like, no, I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to say. No. That lines were thickening up real quick. She was there like, are you sure? Sharifa, are you sure? These times like, I was there. What does it say? What does it say? And then she was like to me, she came, I remember she came and she hugged me, and then she was just like, you're pregnant and I'm sorry, you're having a miscarriage. To go to the hospital. 2 lines means you're pregnant. I wanted that box to be so wrong, because in my head I was like, but how? I was having my periods. Me what the results said, and he told me you need to go to the hospital, so I went to the hospital. So as I was preparing, texting my mate that I went to Wonderland with the day before, she was like, no way, you're like the safest one. And she was like, whoa, I'm so sorry, have you told the dad? I texted the dad, and don't cry, Sharifa, your makeup is looking good, you are not there anymore, you're stronger now, don't cry. I texted the dad and showed him the test, and he was just like, I remember he said, oh, I had a feeling that it's something like you will come up with some bull, tell me something like that, because you've not been well for a while, and I just thought that, you know, you're just having your periods, whatever. And he was like, so what, it's dead? Yeah, it's dead, because if it's alive, I'm not part of it, I'm not part of you, I'm not part of this. If it's dead, that's good, it's dead, just like this relationship. There is nothing, I don't want to hear from you anymore, you handle it, that's your business. If you have your surgery next week, you deal with that. It was just like, it wasn't nice. We were like dating each other, so it wasn't like boyfriend girlfriend, we were just, you know, that's like the last thing you want to have happened. Get in my car, crying my eyes out, like I'm driving to the hospital alone. Kid you not. As you can imagine, it's December time, the weather's bad, it was raining, pouring down, I'm in a hospital, going through that. You know when you go to like a hospital and there's black nurses and everything, the aunties are judging heavily. Shaking, crying, praying that everything, that I reached a point I was so numb, it felt like a dream. I'm sitting there. My mom's texting me, is everything okay? Is everything alright? And I'm like, I'm still waiting. Yes, they were like, you know, when they come through and they do all this stuff, and they were like, yes, Sharifa, you were pregnant. Unfortunately, you've lost your child. And that's when I just went, and I was like, okay, how? And they were just like, I told them like what was going on with me, and these things happen, like it's rare but it happens, pill's not 100% and all that kind of stuff. You could have been ovulating at the time, and then with instantly, you know, things happen. Like it was just confused. It was a lot because I took the pill the same day. Like say you done it like around 2 a.m.
3:28 a.m.
They're taking samples, they're booking me in to come in. I was going back and forth, and I told them I have surgery. I've been waiting. I was on this list for like a year and a half. I've been waiting to have my like tonsils removed, because at the time my tonsils were really bad. They were so bad to the point they were like gonna burst. And then they were like, yeah, you could still have surgery. So when I go to the hospital, they checked me. You know when you're getting ready to go to elective theatre, and they were like, pause, hold on a second. Your results show that you are pregnant. Unfortunately, your surgery has been cancelled due to the fact that you are pregnant. And I was like crying, like, no, but don't. I remember I was angry. I was like, don't say I'm pregnant. I am not pregnant. There is no child in me anymore. Don't say that. And they was like, legally we cannot operate. I don't know who's advised you and told you that you can't. I remember my mum taking me back, and then they were like, to book in for another surgery it can take a few months. And I was like, I've waited over a year for this. Fit me in. Then they fitted me in February.
Which ride do you want to go on first? Even though I'm not well, I'm ready to do. I'm here. Do it for you. I'll do it for you.
Riffa.
Oh look.
To make a GP appointment, when you have to do this 48-hour request online, get a call from the GP, you call, ring ring, they disconnect the call 3 times, and then they decide to call you back like hours later, and all you want to do is book in your post-surgery. What you're describing about your throat sounds like one side is healing better than the other, so we need to check the other one on Sunday appointment just to see if it's healing, okay? Wondering how long will it take for my voice to come back. To be told it could take 4 to 6 weeks. I started a new job in January. I was in and out of hospital throughout December. Christmas is my favorite holiday of the year. That year was very tough for me. Christmas was just never the same. So numb. I just felt disbelief. I just felt like unworthy of my existence. I felt like, what type of mother or mother to be, however the right technical term is, didn't even know that she was pregnant, get like motherly instincts Like, how did you not know? I blamed myself for so long, but I didn't have the time to process all that because I had a new job in New Year's and in a whole different area that I'm not used to. I wanted a clean slate, and I started a new job, and the job, within a month I'm having surgery. Then after the surgery, I remember I went to 3 different hospitals since then. I'm not asking for sympathy, I'm just telling my story. Hospitals. From then, I remember I caught an infection. I remember there were times I'll be in the hospital alone, or different hospitals, and my mum will visit me like in the evenings. I didn't even have time to process my thoughts because I was in so much pain, in drip, because during December and January, I was going through hospital, going from hospital to hospital, taking my test, making sure everything's cleared out, making sure I'm okay. They had to give me a month for me to like heal up a little bit, and then surgery. And then I remember it was around April time when I started getting my voice back again, like moving around again while working this job. And then, because I was an agency worker, so you know, agency workers, you don't have, they claim you get permanent, but most times, nah mate, you're just working for a period of time until, you know, they was going through like a restructure. So then I had to look for another job, which is still I am to this day, a year plus. I'm still within that role now, in a permanent role, because I was agency and then I went to permanent. Getting jobs and maintaining jobs is not easy, you know. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive. I've got bills to pay, car to maintain, things, life in general. You to know, guys, I didn't want to get myself out there because I was still dealing with the trauma and trying to go through the therapy, because that therapy, it didn't last long, because that's it. I remember when I said I got the therapy, like I started in August, my evil manager back then in 2018 wouldn't let me go to my sessions, so I had to stop my sessions. So I didn't get a chance to actually get the therapy that I need. Little did I know I would experience all this stuff in December/January. Myself back on that thing, and I didn't get treatment in 2019 until they gave me the phone call again. Like, you have to have like an initial phone call, and then they put you on the list. So then I didn't get seen until this time last year, changing my therapist. It takes a long time to really open up. Like, you have to tell your story again and again and again of my PTSD, which, if you don't know, that's post-traumatic stress disorder. Due to this, it was part of it, but it was other stress that happened back in 2016/2017, which I'll talk about at a later date, because I don't want this video to be too long. Due to give birth summertime in 2019, so I decided to go on a holiday by myself with strangers, which was fun. That was my first time to go, and I met cool people, and I met a friend that I'm still friends with till this day, and she knows who she is. In my mind, I was like, I would have given birth now, and celebrating our, like, the birth, and then my birthday's in August. I'm surprised I'm not crying. Trust me, I've been very emotional because it's coming up to obviously the anniversary. It reached a 1-year mark. I cried once that day because during that time I pretty much documented how I was on my Instagram. Felt like I needed to be more open, whereas before, with other things that's happened to me in terms of sexual abuse, which I don't want to get into, I was so silent for so long. I didn't hardly told anyone. I was in a dark place. I was self-harming. I was suicidal. I was everything you could think of. When I went to therapy, like mainly this year, before lockdown took place, my therapist, shout out to you, Sarah, you were so amazing. so shocked. I feel like my story was so intense for them when I told them what's happened to me. It was like my third therapist less than a month. I don't know why. I kept bouncing back, because then that made me have that disbelief. Had my therapist Sarah, because I was just like, are you gonna leave me too? Are you gonna abandon me? What's the point in me opening up and then anything that I get close to just doesn't stay? It was a lot of work, but therapy helps. It's so worth seeking the help that you need. Talking to people helps so much. This year that's going on with coronavirus and everything going on, let's be real, there's been a blooming I wouldn't say a trend, because that's not a trend, that's people's lives. A lot of pregnancies this year, new life coming into the world. People that I know, celebrities you may know, everybody, left, right, center. It's not, I repeat this, it's not a feeling of jealousy. It's not. It's just a reminder of your loss, because it's not yet 2 years yet. It's still a year, so the wounds are still fresh, especially the fact that you're finally having therapy this year to try and deal with that, because in 2019 I couldn't. There was literally no time for me to process my emotions. I'm still healing from my back, still healing from the surgery, still processing the fact that the person that I was starting to get to know screw that, I didn't care about him. He's gone. Like, forget that, I take it back. Rewind. No, I didn't care about him. No, he was an asshole. God did me a favor. Started a new job in the new year. Then started a new job in August. So I started 2 new jobs in a year, because I was like, I refuse to ever be in a situation where I have to be on benefits. I like to have my independence. I remember I was struggling because I was so close to having my car taken away from me after having it like financed for like well, now it's like 6 years, but at the time, do the math, like all that money that I've paid through, and now I'm in a place where I'll be the full owner of my car by January 2021, and I know that I'll be the full owner of my vehicle that I've had since I was a teenager. I don't like doing part exchanges because I don't like to drive as much. I don't see the need. I'm not that type of person that likes flashy cars. I'm the type of person where I want to have my own place, and I'm still working towards that. So I'm still saving to afford rent, because rent in London is expensive when realistically I want a mortgage, one at a time. And to just feel like left, right, center, baby, announcement, this, plus coronavirus, you got work in your ears, you got this, you're constantly at home and you have your home issues, and then you as a person mentally, you're not okay. You just feel like you're drowning in things. And then that's when like I had to take a break from social media, and I had to like have a detox because it was so overwhelming. I was just like bombarded, and I'm happy for everyone around. It's a blessing. It is a blessing. I had this anxiety of turning 25. Growing up as a little girl, you just always envisioned or always imagined by like, oh, at 25 I'll be married, I'll have kids, I'll have my dream job, when in reality, the time I reached 25, you've been sexually assaulted, you've been kidnapped, you've been this, you've been suicidal, you've lost jobs, you've lost this, you've lost that, you've did this. Everyone in life goes through stuff, but it's just like, I can talk about this like now because I message to be like, you're not alone, and there's different, like, I will make videos of how I got through stuff. Like, a thing which helped me get through it was prayer, more into like my spiritual side and just praying. Started journaling, and I still have notebooks, like lots of notebooks of writing down my thoughts, because it was so much in my head. I was like, you're not gonna cut yourself, Riffa, you're not gonna overdose on pills, you're not gonna cut yourself, Riffa. I threw away all my craft knives. I was just trying to stay away from anything sharp. I was trying to stay away from any pills. Are you okay? My coping mechanism is, I'm fine, I'm okay. Like, I would like to know how other people are, but when it comes to me, like, how are you doing? I'm good, I'm all good. And then online I'll be like, yeah, I'm good. These times man's crying. Book which helped a lot was Audible. I love Audible. I preach it to everyone. It's called the Chimp Paradox. The Chimp Paradox, to program your mind and to understand how the mind works. Learning how my chimp functions, I started to distinguish that this is Riffa and this is the chimp. This is the chimp making me feel like this. How can I control my chimp? How can I calm my chimp? How can I make it feel more at ease and not on edge? It wasn't easy, but we get there. It's not something that happens. It's something you never get over, but you learn to control and you learn to handle it. And I will talk about this more, because there was a few apps and a few books that I read that helped. Like Audible helped me a lot, Calm app helped me a lot. All these little tips and tricks, I will make separate videos of what helped with my PTSD. I still suffer from it. Would you have imagined that I'll be here cheerful? I legit thought I was gonna cry. I was prepared. This video will come out on the day of the anniversary, and all I would like to say is sleep well, my little one. I know you're there with your brothers and sisters. One day we'll meet. It wasn't our time, and I know that you came to teach me a lesson. All those people who may have experienced miscarriages at some point in their life, or pregnant and they're worried, don't ever blame yourself. Nothing's ever your fault. These things happen. These are things where you can't explain why it's happened. Be like, why me? Or why is... God does things for a reason. It's God's timing. It took me a long time to accept it. And please look after yourself. Please speak to someone. We all go through a cycle where we have ups and downs. That's inedible. You will go through things. If you haven't, I'm happy for you. If you have and you're still here, you are strong. Yes, you females, you males, everyone, you are strong. Don't you ever let anyone or even your mind trick you to think that you are not. You are capable of anything you put your mind to, and you can fight this. You can fight this feeling of low and depression. It takes a lot of energy. It takes time. It takes years. Add more years on top of that. It takes time. But can you do it? You most certainly can. I wanted to end my life at the age of 21. I'm still here and I'm 25 years old. Would I ever let myself go into that mindset again? I work hard day in and day out to fight that mindset, because it is absolutely hard. When you're having your mental breakdowns, it can get to you. You get so overwhelmed, you get stressed out, you have panic attacks, you have so many things go on. Riffa, do not cry. It gets tough, but it's doable, and I know that you guys can do it. You better not cry. Am I crying? You better not cry. If you watched to the end, thank you so much. I'm so sorry that this is long. I just wanted to get it out there. Give me a thumbs up. Please share, tell your friends. If you know someone who's feeling down, please do check on them.